How are partner visa 309 case officers assigned? You've done it. You've filled in 1,000 pages of forms, dug up documents you didn't even know existed, and finally hit that sacred submit button on your Australian partner visa 309 application. Now the question echoes in your mind like a bad pop song stuck on repeat. Who's going to pick up my case? Is it random? Is there a secret cabal of case officers sitting in a smoky room, pulling country names out of a hat? Is it some kind of Australian immigration lottery? Let's dive into the wonderfully mysterious world of partner visa case assignment. First, let's get something straight. Australian immigration doesn't exactly have a roulette wheel with flags pinned to it. As much fun as that would be, imagine a case officer in Canberra spinning a massive wheel and landing on Nepal. You're up, Steve. The system is a little more structured. Most of the time, generally speaking, case officer assignment is influenced by the country you lodge from. That's right. It's not a complete free-for-all. If you're lodging from India, it's likely your case will be processed by the Australian High Commission in New Delhi. If you're lodging from the UK, maybe it's being handled from London. And if you're from a smaller country with no processing center, sometimes your case flies across the world to a different office, where a very tired case officer sips their 18th coffee of the day before picking up your file. But, and this is a big but, even within these general patterns there's an element of flexibility. Case officers can be reassigned. Some visas are processed in Australia itself, even if they were lodged overseas. The Department of Home Affairs moves cases around depending on workload, staffing, urgency, and probably how strong the coffee machine is that day. Now you might ask, okay, but does that mean if I'm from a certain country my visa is automatically going to be delayed? The honest, slightly soul-crushing answer, maybe. Processing times can differ from country to country. Not officially, the department would never say, oh, you're from country X, that's going to be a slew ride. But unofficially, well, some offices are busier than others. Some countries see more applications. Some locations have staffing issues. Sometimes world events like political instability, a zombie apocalypse, or the release of a new Taylor Swift album that distracts everyone in the office can cause delays. For example, larger embassies like the ones in India, the Philippines, or Vietnam tend to be a lot busier. If you lodge from a place that doesn't have as many applications, your case might zip along faster, unless it's sent back to Australia for some reason, and then it gets into a bigger queue again. It's kind of like trying to guess which supermarket checkout line will move faster. Spoiler alert, it's never the one you choose. Now, what about the moment when you get that thrilling email titled, Request for Further Information, or as it's affectionately known among visa applicants, RFI, really frustrating interruption? Does an RFI reveal your case officer? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If you receive an RFI, it might be from the Department of Home Affairs itself, or it could have the name and email of an actual human being, your very own case officer. Congratulations, you have officially met your bureaucratic soulmate. Their email signature will usually tell you their first name and their office location. If you don't see a specific name, don't panic. Some RFIs are sent by automated systems or by teams instead of individuals. It's like getting a letter signed management instead of Dave from accounting. So the takeaway, if your RFI has a name, that's your case officer. If it doesn't, you're still in the system, just flying a little more anonymously. Now let's get a little bit into the mysteries of delay. Why is your mate's visa approved in 6 months, while you're sitting there 2 years later with a beard long enough to braid? First, different countries have different security checking requirements. If your country is considered high risk by Australia's national security guidelines, you might be facing extra character checks. And trust me, these character checks are not a quick scroll through your Facebook profile. They go deep. Like, did you once borrow a pencil in primary school and never return it? Deep. Second, if you've provided documents not in English and the translations aren't quite perfect, or if the scanned copies look like they were faxed by a potato, expect a delay. Case officers are trained to be suspicious creatures. If they see a slight blur on your birth certificate, they will investigate it like Sherlock Holmes on caffeine. Third, relationship evidence. If you think uploading one selfie together at the beach is enough, think again. Case officers are looking for the full love story, photos, chats, bills, travel itineraries, joint Netflix accounts, even your fights over who left the bathroom light on. The more detail, the better. And yes, sometimes your case officer might just be. So, maybe they have a massive workload. Maybe they went on leave. Maybe they're stuck binge-watching reality TV and your file is under a giant stack of other desperate lovers. It's not personal. It's bureaucratic. Fun fact. There are rumors whispered among Facebook groups like they're ancient secrets, that some case officers are nicer or more efficient than others. People will say things like, if you get Officer Smith, you'll be approved in 2 weeks. Or, beware Officer Jones, they once made someone provide 400 extra documents. In reality, case officers are supposed to follow the same policies and procedures. But they're still human. Some are sticklers for rules. Some are more relaxed. Some have bad days. Some love a super tidy application with color-coded tabs and a cover letter. In short, case officer assignment isn't random, but it's not 100% predictable either. Delays can be country-based but also depend on your documents, relationship proof, security checks, and yes, which human being is handling your case. And finally, does a case officer secretly stalk your social media? Look, officially, no comment. Unofficially, let's just say, maybe keep your Facebook public profile free of anything like, we're married for visa purposes only LL. Just in case. At the end of the day, lodging a partner visa is a bit like sending a message in a bottle. You can dress it up, you can write the best love letter ever, but once you toss it into the sea of immigration, you have to wait for the tides and hope it doesn't land on a beach full of paperwork. Hang in there, visa warriors. The beach is closer than you think.